Hello and welcome to tutorial number 7 in this series for Microsoft Excel beginners. We're going to continue the formatting on this particular spreadsheet, and the next thing we're going to look at is text color. So if I come over again to my font color, click on the little drop down arrow there, again put the mouse pointer in the blue bar to highlight it, and I can drag that palette across onto the screen there, and I can experiment with different font colors. Now, for example, I might say that my Fred's Video Classics, I would rather have that as a red, and so I could just click red there. I might want to have my titles not black, but say a dark blue, so I could click that there, and so on and so forth. Or I might want all these values here to be a different colour, say a green colour for some reason, you never know. There we go. And you can see it applies the colours like so, fairly straightforward. However, I don't want that to be the case, so I'm going to undo those choices. So undo the green, undo the blue, and I'll also undo the Fred's Video Classics colour there, so they're back to black. To be quite honest, there are very few occasions where you would want to use any other colour than black for text, but there are some times when you want to highlight a value, and it may be worth choosing different colours, but again, consider when you print the spreadsheet how those colours might look on the printout as well. Black on white or black on a light colour background is perfectly okay for virtually every situation. If you need to highlight a value on the spreadsheet, it's often better to change the background colour rather than the text colour. Okay, there's one more thing I'm going to do on the spreadsheet, which is to actually apply borders to my cells. So I've got a stronger border on the sheet. One thing you notice when you apply background cell values is that the little lines on the cells disappear, and that's because Excel automatically colours in the cell border with the colour of the cell background colour. Now if I actually go to my print preview and just show you exactly how that might look, print preview button's up there, click that, and you'll see at the moment my spreadsheet is looking like this. Now if I printed that out, it might look okay, but I might be thinking, well, I'd rather have the cell borders so it's easy to follow across on the rows, which is fair enough. Two ways I can do that. One way is to go to the Setup menu, go to the Sheet tab. There's a number of different tabs in your page setup for printing, but this time we're just going to the Sheet tab and choose Grid Lines. Click OK. Now that does put the grid lines back on, but I'm still not happy with that because it's not really showing the division between the column headings for me, so that's no good. So I'll go back to Setup, take away the grid lines, click OK, and that goes back to the grid-free view on Print Preview. I'll close the Print Preview, and I'll just show you what I'm going to actually do on the spreadsheet. If I come across to the drop-down menu with my borders on, again I can highlight the little blue bar at the top there, drag the border palette onto the screen, so I can leave that open and play about with it if I want to and try different things. What I'm going to do is highlight all the numbers and labels in the main spreadsheet, so that's everything from D8 in this case back up to A1, and I'm going to put a grid on, and the grid is this option here, the All Borders option. Click on that. If I just click away, you can see it clearly. It's put on the grid lines. Stronger lines than you normally see on the spreadsheet, but these will print. That's the important thing there. And again, I'm going to select all the cells for these totals, average, maximum, minimum, count, and then apply the same formatting, that All Borders button there. Click OK. That's all I need to do on this example. Close the borders palette. Just click away into the title there, and you can see the finished spreadsheet. Now the only thing I might just finally want to add here is in this total cell B10 there's no value, and I don't ever want there to be a value in there because I'm not bothered about the total of the rental prices. It's a redundant calculation. Now to indicate to people that I don't want a value in there, I'm just going to put a dash in there, or the minus sign if you like. If I just enter that by clicking the green tick, I'm also going to center that. Now what that does, it will indicate to people that I haven't accidentally left it blank, I've deliberately left it blank, so the dash indicates that there should not be a value in there. I could also do the same thing for these two count values, because really they're redundant because they're counting the same thing. So if I wanted to, I could just delete those two count values and put the same thing into here, put a dash into each of these cells, and that would indicate to anybody viewing the spreadsheet that these two are redundant cells and they haven't been left blank by accident. Okay, now I'll just go again and show you the print preview, and you'll see the difference. There we go. So now the print preview has clearly got the cell borders on every cell. It's got a nice blank between the main spreadsheet and my total summary box with all the different functions on, and that's exactly as I want it. So that is finished, and all I need to do now is save that spreadsheet again. Click on the save button there, and that is done. So what we've gone through really is the creation of a fairly simple spreadsheet, looking at entering all the information and creating the calculations, working with some of the functions, working with the paste function box, and applying the formatting to the spreadsheet. To conclude this tutorial, I'm just going to show you one more type of formatting that you might have found useful, and that is conditional formatting. Spreadsheets are useful obviously for doing calculations, but they can also give us information that you might not otherwise get from other methods of presenting information. What I would like to have happen here, for example, is if the number of rentals goes above, let's say, a value of 9, we want it highlighting as the film or the video is doing a good job in returning our investment. If the number of rentals falls below 9, then we maybe need to look at that and maybe do some promotion to get the numbers up, or possibly even replace a title with a more popular one. And we can do that with a thing called conditional formatting. So what I'll do is demonstrate it by selecting the values in the rentals column there. So that's those in column C, C3 to C8, and then go to the format menu and then select conditional formatting, and there we go, we get another dialog box pop up. Now what you have here in this condition option are two choices: cell value is and formula is. For this example, simply leave it at cell value is. And remember, we want to highlight the value if it goes above 9. So I click on the drop down box there, and we're going to go to greater than. There's a number of other options as you see, but we're interested in this one, greater than, and we simply type in the value that we're interested in, which is the number 9. So type in 9. The next thing to do is choose the format that you would like to appear if the condition is met, and so we click on the format button. And you can do all sorts of things. You can make the thing go bold, change the actual font style if you want, put a border on it. But all I normally do, and I will just do here, is simply change the cell colour. And so if it's doing well, I will have the cell highlight as a green colour. Maybe not that strong, so I'll use one of those lighter greens, that pastel green, which is a bit more easy on the eyes. So I'm happy with that. Click OK. So that's our first condition. Now we also want to highlight films that aren't doing so well, that are below 9. Let's say that 9 rentals is our break-even point, say. So I'll click on the add button there. We add a condition. Again, cell value is, that's okay, we don't need to change that. And this time, click on the drop-down arrow, and we choose less than. So cell value is less than, and again, the number 9. We go to format again, click the format button, and this time I want to choose a colour that indicates we should take some action. Well, an obvious one is to have a red perhaps, but I'm just going to choose this sort of orangey colour here, so I'll click on that and click OK. So all I need to do now is click OK, and we can see already that something's happened, so let's click away, you can see that better. And we have 2 movies that have gone above 9 rentals, so they're doing quite well. And we have 3 movies that are below 9 rentals, so we perhaps need to look at those and get them above 9. And we have one that's achieved its break-even at 9 rentals. That's just one example of conditional formatting, and we'll look at others in the next tutorial. There's a bit more we can do, make it a bit more interesting and a bit more useful. So that concludes this tutorial. Hope that you found some things in there that were useful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.